Greetings, family. This is one of the greatest scenes in Black cinema history. A scene out of Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, where Radio Raheem talks about the story of love and hate. Let me play it for you real quick, and I'll break down where it comes from ancient Kemet on a metaphysical level. Here we go.
Ladies, let me tell you the story of right hand, left hand. It's a tale of good and evil. Hey.
All right, so he said it's the story of good and evil, okay? And it is the story of good and evil. And this is where it comes from. This is, in the middle, the Kemetic god Asar. He was the first god to resurrect himself. And you see on his left-hand side is his brother Set, where we get the word Satan from, okay? And then you look on his right-hand side is his son Heru, where we get the word hero from, okay? So all these characters are really universal principles that has to do with the human condition. Specifically in this sense, it's about the mind, okay? So you see here, Set, his brother, or Satan, is touching his left side of his head, representing the left hemisphere of the brain. And his son Heru, or the hero in him, is touching the right hemisphere of the brain. And you see down here, Asar is walking out with his left foot ahead of his right foot, okay? It's very important. In most statues in Kemet, you'll see they always have their left foot forward. Okay, so here's what's going on. Asar, remember, the first god to resurrect himself. There's a battle going on in his mind, in his consciousness between the right brain and the left brain, okay? Because you can't activate both sides of the hemisphere of the brain at the same time. If you do, that's God consciousness. His left side of his body is controlled by the right hemisphere of his brain, which is the hero side, right? The right hemisphere is controlled by the left side. That's why he's walking out with his left foot forward, meaning that he's operating in his right mind or the right hemisphere of his brain, where he is the hero in his own movie, okay? He's suppressing the right foot because that is controlled by the left hemisphere of his brain, where Satan or Set dwells, which we call the ego, okay? So we all seen those old cartoons where the cartoon character is in some type of predicament or where he's being tempted by something. And then you'll see on this shoulder, you'll see a devil, cartoon devil on his shoulder telling him to go ahead and do it. And then you'll see an angel on this side telling them, no, it's not the right thing to do. You're better than that, okay? This is a constant battle in all humans. It's a human condition of right brain, left brain battle to control your consciousness, to control you. Are you going to define yourself by your ego, right? Which is only interested in self-survival, only interested in what you can taste, see, taste, touch, see, or smell, only interested in obtaining food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and avoiding pain. It's only motivated by fear or lack, okay? Then you have the hero side, or the Heru side, which is your higher self. And this is the one that wants to be righteous, that has character, that has integrity, that has humility, that sacrifices for others, that's compassionate, so on and so forth, right? So that is the battle of good and evil. And this is in all men. And remember, Asar was the first god to resurrect himself. So we all are conditioned to be our egos. But if we can kill the ego or suppress it, because you can't kill it all the way, we can become the hero in our own movie and resurrect ourselves into higher consciousness. And that is the story of good and evil. Peace.